Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome. You are joining the Business Spotlight series. I'm the host, Linda Cry, with Action Coach XL Edge. And today we are going to meet Traci Page, and she owns Karma Coffee. And so, Traci, thank you for giving some valuable time to us today.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
Love it. Well, let's get started. Tell us a bit about who you are, what your business is, maybe how long you've been in business, that type of thing.
Sure. Well, my name is Traci Page, and I am a co-owner of Karma Coffee here in Omaha. We have been in business for 10 years. This is our 10th year. It's super exciting. And we kind of started in an unusual way, my business partner, Jeff Wilke, and I. We're in Pepperwood Village, which is backed by a neighborhood which he lived in. And 10 years ago, he was very new into his sobriety journey and was hanging out at this coffee shop that used to be a big name coffee shop that I just can't seem to remember the name at the moment, but they closed because we don't have a drive-through. And Jeff, still needed a place. This was kind of his place to go that wasn't a bar. And so that's how we came up with the idea of not just a coffee shop, but a local coffee shop that is community driven, that understands inclusivity. And I remember sitting in this empty shop with Jeff talking about what this place would look like ultimately, what our vision for it was. And I got to say, over the last 10 years, it's looked a lot of different ways. But the last, I would say, 3 years or so, it's exactly what we had envisioned for this place. And it's so special. And the amount of regulars that we get in a day speaks for itself of just how people feel at home here. So it's wonderful. It's been great.
Beautiful. So you are creating a place for people to do life together, basically, creating community.
Absolutely. Oh,
Love that.
yes.
Love that. So let's talk a little bit about that then. What do you use for your marketing strategies as you're trying to get, folks to know about you celebrating your 10th year here?
You know, really the only advertising we've ever really done is through social media. We did have a short time that we were on Boomer Radio, a local radio station here in town that plays the oldies of the 50s, the 60s, and 70s. It was a lot of fun. And we like to try different things, tapping into different communities within the community. But we've had the most luck with social media, honestly. We've built a following of over 10,000 on Facebook, and very similar on Instagram as well. And it's just a way that we can reach people and actually communicate with people. They're able to message us, talk with us, interact with us. And so that's been really successful for us.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what would you say is your target market? You talked about being a very inclusive space, right?
Yes. Yes.
Who's your ideal? Who do you want to bring to this community, to this coffee shop?
Anybody that needs some love and care, really. Anybody that is having a bad day, we want them to come in here because that's an opportunity for us to change that day. I don't have a like a demographic age per se. It's literally come one, come all, come anybody, come as you are. We do tend to get, I would say, sometimes maybe an older crowd. But then on the weekends, we have young families coming in. And so we have a little bit of everything. And I love that. I love the diversity. I love that, I can look into the busy dining room and see tables full of just diversity. And it brings my heart such joy to know that people feel comfortable here, just kind of in a hodgepodge of people. So everyone's been so great and loving and welcoming.
Beautiful. So it fills your bucket.
Absolutely.
Love it. What role do you find yourself playing these days? And has it shifted and changed over the last 10 years as you think
Yes.
about you and your business partner?
Absolutely. My roles have definitely changed over the course of the 10 years. I started off as more of the silent partner. I had a fitness business at the time, and that's an early morning business as well. So where Jeff wanted me to kind of take on management role in the very beginning, I wasn't ready. And so I started off doing, just pulling some shifts here and there, running the social media, running events, doing planning and details of things like that. And then as the years went on, then I was assisting the manager. And then right before the pandemic, I took on the management role, which really, going through a global pandemic, managing a small business, really, I mean, put that on your resume. That really kind of showed me what I was made of and showed me what was possible. And the beautiful thing that happened through the pandemic was it really changed the face of local business. It changed how we can do business. It's kind of anything goes. You can try anything. And so it's been fun to kind of think outside of the box and see what more we can do at Karma Coffee.
Love it. Love it. So let's go there. What did you learn? What was maybe a surprise for you as you tried some new things and tested and measured a few things?
Yeah. Well, it really surprised me to learn, well, maybe not, that coffee is essential. People did not stop coming to Karma Coffee during the pandemic. We had to change how we rolled. We couldn't have people, unfortunately, sitting in the dining room. It was more grab and go. So it was really a time of, what are we going to do? How are we going to survive this? And enter the chat, the community. The community showed up for us. And really kept us alive during that time. But then since then, it was like, how can we now give back to the community? So we're doing things, for instance, we close at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, depending on the day. And then our great space just sits empty all these hours. And so we were thinking, how can we open up our shop to the community, to bring people in outside of our regular business hours? And so we started doing kind of like what you're doing. We were spotlighting small businesses that maybe didn't have brick and mortar space, to invite them in and have their following be able to come. They can set up their wares, set up their items, their crafts, and have their following come and shop in a space that isn't normally theirs. And so that's been really fun to do. We've had live music, we have local artist showcases. I mean, it's been fun to just think outside of the box and how can we involve more of our community in Karma Coffee.
Love it. Love it. What size of a team do you have right now as you're working through this? Have you grown the team? Because you talked about managers and such.
Yes. The team, we've got a small team. We're a small place. And right now, including me, we have 8.
Okay.
And that works during, the colder months. As we're coming into spring and summer, I'm in the process of hiring right now, as a matter of fact, because it does get busier in the summer. Our patio is open. That's when we really want to go hard on doing things like live music, having karaoke nights, things like that bring people in, and then ultimately will have us needing more people and giving jobs to more people in the community. So it's been fun kind of having my core team, but then bringing new people on is always exciting.
Beautiful. Well, you're creating jobs for people, right? And
yes,
providing meaningful work. Let's talk a little bit about work-life integration. I don't use the word balance because I don't know that that's the idea. Work-life integration. You're a busy mom and a busy professional. How do you spend time with them, for you? What's it look like?
I'm glad that you say you don't use the word balance, because I think that puts you in a place of some type of expectation. And I've learned really in the last couple of years with these little girls who are very demanding on my time, and I want them to be. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I realized because I have an older son and I saw how fast it all goes, it's been really important to me to really take the time with my daughters and not just kind of rush through life and give them the leftover of my energy. So I'm cultivating a team that really supports me, a trust, if you will, within my team that I've got some longtime employees with me that have been with me for a couple of years that it's taken a lot for me to relinquish some of my responsibilities or delegate. That's been a big lesson for me, as far as taking stuff off of my plate so that I then can free up some time for my family. And the trust that I have with those employees, I don't know what I would do without it. I really count on them and rely on them, and they've proven to me that I can. So that's of the utmost importance to me because, like I said, that enables me then to free up some time. And when I go home, I like to then put my phone down and be able to have that quality time with my girls and my husband.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're role modeling for them as well, right? How do we do
Oh,
life together? That's beautiful.
absolutely.
What kind of systems do you have in place, or do you have to put in place, or maybe you're still working on something like that?
Yeah, no, we've got systems in place, and I'm actually in the process of revamping them, because I've learned also it's always about improving. Um, it's key for us here to have processes. For instance, one of the processes we have, each station, which I would say we have four main stations at our in our shop. We have our register, the drinks, the food, and prep. Each station has a QR code. That QR code then has a drop down list of the different tasks that need to be done in order to maintain the station or then close out the station at the end of the day. Without those processes, things get forgotten. We're not able to run effectively if any of those things aren't done. So it's key that we not only follow those, but we maintain them at all times. And through improving them, it just makes the job more efficient. It helps us to get everything done that needs to be done so that the next shift, we're always looking out for the next shift. So I have found that processes here are absolutely key, and without them, we're just kind of a mess, like in life.
Like in life, right? That's where we meet people. We've got good people wanting to do good things. It's usually when something goes bump in the night, there's an underlying process that's either fractured, outdated, or doesn't exist, or needs some kind of attention. So I'm absolutely with you.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Yes.
What would be a current challenge that you're facing right now? Is there something in front of you that you're trying to, in addition to process improvement, that you're trying to solve or resolve?
You know, it's a good problem, but we've really outgrown our space. And so the name of the game lately has been how do we bring in more revenue in the same space that we're in, without it being about growing in a bigger space. We have to do, at least for right now, we have to make it work in the space that we have. So it's been really a how can we utilize this space more? And like I said before, how we're trying to bring in more later in the afternoon outside of our normal business hours. How can we bring revenue in those times? How can we bring more things on the menu? For instance, we're doing a lot of our own baking from scratch now. So that has taken our margins on some of these items that we used to buy from a vendor that would make them for us and bring them to us. Our margins were very small. It was more about like our gluten-free offerings. It was more about just having something for the community. Well, now we're actually making those items from scratch in-house. And so now our margins are wide. It's really helped us to take a really great product that is a little of a higher cost product and given more of the money back to us. So that's been great. I have a new oven coming this week that's really exciting because that's going to enable us to do this cooking and baking more efficiently, because right now we have one oven that we're working between service and prep. So it's been really chaotic. And really what I have found, it's always improving. Always improving. How can we do this better? How can we do this more efficiently? How can we get more bang for our buck? So it's really kind of made me had to stretch my legs as a manager and as an entrepreneur to say, how do we think outside of the box? What works, what doesn't? So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. If you were to give advice to your younger self, Traci, what would that be? What would be the advice it would give to your younger self? And you can decide what that younger self is.
Yeah, I've actually thought about this a lot, even recently, because I've really been challenging myself lately as far as some of the things that I've noticed have been kind of a theme in my life. Let's say people pleasing. I'm very much a people pleaser. I like to see people happy. I like to make people happy, but I've learned as a manager, um, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for Karma Coffee. I'm an advocate for my employees. I'm an advocate for myself, for my kids. And so when you're an advocate, there's not always room for people pleasing. You have to be able to say the hard things. You have to be able to um, make decisions that can be tough and even hurt, but it's for the good of the company or it's best for the employees. And I've really had to challenge myself in that way to get outside of my comfort zone and be able to speak my truth and to be able to own my feelings and my truth. So that's an ongoing that's an ongoing thing that I'm working on, but I've already had things that was kind of my theme for 2023. And early on into the year, I had some things that really challenged me right away, but I made it through and it just helped me along my journey to show me that, you know what, I can do this. I can speak up. It's okay. And actually it felt really good. So that's something that I'm really continuing to work on.
That's beautiful. That's personal growth, right? That's
Yeah.
exactly what that is. And
Yes.
when it feels uncomfortable, you know that you're growing. And the idea around that, as I hear you, is the how matters to you, and yet being direct and candid, you can do it very lovingly. Otherwise, we rob others the opportunity really to learn and grow from
Right.
what you have to offer. So congratulations. That's exciting to hear that.
Thank
For
you.
sure,
Thank
for
you.
sure. Well, let me ask you, how do we find you, right? Tell us what's the best way. You're on Facebook, Instagram, and how do we find Karma Coffee?
Yes. Well, we are right off the expressway in Omaha on 156th and Dodge. We are in the Pepperwood Village. So we share a village with a main grocery store, bakers, Texas Roadhouse, a big restaurant. We're surrounded by a lot of local businesses. It's a great little plaza. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Something different about our shop, Karma Coffee. We spell karma with a K and coffee with a K. So sometimes when people try to find us, they're using coffee with a C. So make sure it's coffee with a K. We like our little K theme, Karma Coffee. We're also on TikTok. We try to, stay relevant in the social media world. Um, you can also find us simply at www.karmacoffee.com. Again, karma with a K, coffee with a K.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you're celebrating 10 years. So do you have anything special planned that to celebrate that 10th year?
Well, we're just going to go big this summer. We opened at the beginning of the summer 10 years ago, and so we just kind of want to make this summer a celebration. Um, Whether it's, running specials, having even a party, we want to celebrate with the community because it is not lost on me or us how much the community is a part of our success. I mean, without a supportive community that makes the decision day in and day out to support us, we are nothing. And so it's something that we in house want to celebrate, but we want to make it a celebration, a community celebration, and really show the love and give back as much as we can over this summer, just to show that appreciation and let everybody know that this is a collaboration. Without them, we're not us. And the fact that they choose us day in and day out, we that's something very special to us. We have an amazing city full of local coffee shops. I'm really proud of Omaha for the local coffee scene. But with that, comes competition. There's a lot of choices. People can go so many wonderful places. I have nothing bad to say about any of our local offerings. I've been myself. I love to go to other coffee shops and just see what people are doing and enjoy it. And so I really want to give back and let the community know that, hey, we know you've got choices. And the fact that you choose us day in and day out, we just, that fills our love bucket. That fills our heart. So
Beautiful.
it's exciting.
And that creates the marketing experience, right? They tell the story. You've got to come to Karma Coffee and check it out. Love that.
Yes. Yes.
Excited for you. Look forward to the summer celebrations. And I personally will be checking out the coffee shop. So again, thank you for giving of your valuable time and your insight and your wisdom here, and just continued success to you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for talking with me and having me on. I love talking about Karma Coffee. So this has been a joy for me. I really appreciate it.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Traci.
You got it.